spoke with the commander with the Army Corps of Engineers who's in charge of Pacific Palisades, and he gave us all the details about how their operation here for Phase 2 debris removal has begun. But if you really want to know, take a look. This is the first lot that has been cleared here in Pacific Palisades. This is what it looks like, cleared by the Army Corps of Engineers. But not everyone is opting in to use the Army Corps. We've met homeowners today who have hired private companies, and although the Army Corps can't tell you what to do, now you're seeing exactly what it will look like if you opt in. The Army Corps promises Phase 2 will be done by January of 2026. Now we want to show you some video of how things looked earlier here in Pacific Palisades, and as you can imagine, clearing a flat lot will be much easier than those slope lots, those lots on hills and in canyons. That is why the Army Corps and Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass believe you should opt in, not just because it's free of charge, but that the Army Corps knows all of the regulations to follow. They'll clear your lot quickly and dump the waste at 24 designated sites.
It took approximately about 2 days. It was really over the weekend. It started with that site assessment, the walk around with the property owner. If they elect to be on site, they are invited to be on site. It's a partnership with those survivors. And yeah, it was for this size of a property, it was a relatively short amount of time. What I can tell you from the Corps of Engineers is that we will do it the right manner. We will take on all the certification process, and it will be no cost to the homeowner.
I don't think people realize how complicated it is. So for example, I know this weekend members of my staff were having to troubleshoot with a couple of people who chose to do Phase 2 on their own, and they were having a heck of a time. So if you have your right of entry form, please fill it out, but think very hard about opting out, because once you opt out, you're on your own, but you have to have certified people who come and do this. So I would be terrified to use somebody that just had a sign up, and then I would have to say, where are they going to dump the stuff?
And when I was able to catch up with Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass here in Pacific Palisades, I also asked her about that controversial trip that she took to Africa on behalf of the Biden administration early in January, when we knew about that high wind warning. And then, of course, the fires broke out January 7th here in Pacific Palisades. Mayor Bass was not in Los Angeles. She had to make her way back. This is what she told me.
Obviously, I hated the fact that I was out of the city when the city needed me the most, and frankly when my family needed me the most, because I was impacted, my family was impacted by the fires as well. It is a horrible feeling to know that it took a long time to come back because of how far away I was.
And so you would say that it was a mistake to travel?
It was a mistake to travel, but I will tell you that we need to evaluate everything, because honest and truly, if I had all of the information that I needed to have, the last thing I would have done would have been to be out of town.
So still many questions remain about the response, but we do need to highlight Phase 2 underway here in Pacific Palisades ahead of schedule.